Thank you, Matthew. And thank you for this great topic, because that's what Toastmasters is all about. Not just learning to feel confident about ourselves as speakers, but also to project that confidence out to an audience. And that's important, because what we are projecting out to the audience is most likely what they will reflect back to us. So if we project to the audience that we are confident in ourselves as speakers and that we are centered on the value that we offer our audience, they most likely will reflect that belief back to us. I want to talk to you tonight about 3 essentials of public speaking so that you can have a deeper understanding of the tools at your disposal to be able to project confidence to any audience in any situation. Any situation, a job interview, a team meeting, a sales call, a Toastmaster speech. Those 3 essentials are specifying the value you offer to your audience in your intro, using every aspect of your body language to engage your audience, and managing the rhythm of your delivery. First thing I want to talk about is the intro. And I want to make one big major point about an intro. And that is that your introduction, you should always make a promise to your audience. A promise of the value that you offer. Let me give you an example. Let's say I came up here and I said, I'm going to recite for you the daily Muslim prayer, the Salat, in classical Arabic. As opposed to saying, I am going to recite for you the daily Muslim prayer, the Salat, in classical Arabic, so that you can hear the beauty and the rhythm of these words that have been used for centuries to take the Muslim community to a spiritual place and help them feel more connected to God. Now, I've given you a reason to listen. I've given you a value. That's something that's so important. We can talk from here to eternity about stuff that we really love, but we also have to ask ourselves, why should they care? And that's something that you should put in every introduction, not just what you're going to talk about, but why they should care. What's the value that you're offering? And to do that, I would urge you to use a sentence that I've developed, and I always try to be rigorous about making sure that the content, if not the very words, are included in every introduction that I give. And that sentence is, I am going to talk to you about whatever your topic is, so that you benefit, value. Tonight I said I'm going to talk to you about 3 essentials of public speaking so that you will have a deeper understanding of how you can engage any audience in any situation. I've offered you a value. So think about that when you're planning your speech, especially your introduction. Give people a reason to listen to you. I'll give you one other example. I'm a movie freak. Well, Dennis might say I'm a movie geek. And one of the movies, I have a couple movies I love. One is a Katharine Hepburn film, The Lion in Winter. If you haven't seen it, go out and see it when this meeting is done. Also, there's a Bette Davis movie called All About Eve. The most brilliant dialogue ever written in Hollywood. I could recite both of those scripts, the entire movie, for you right now without a note. I'd find it fascinating. I'm sure I'd be speaking to an empty room in about 3 minutes. I'd have to give you a reason to want to listen to what fascinates me. So when you develop a speech, make sure you think, why should they care? What's the value I'm offering? The next area I wanted to talk about is body language. This is something that most people do fairly well, but there's always room for improvement. So some things to be aware of. And this is something that Matthew here does really well. Use the space, use the full space. Were any of you here when Matthew not only used the full space up in the front, And he always uses the full space up in the front. He went to the back and used that too. That was really exceptional. So be bold and don't be afraid to do something like that. And he was so confident in doing that we all followed him. Gestures. Most of the time, you should do what's the hardest thing to do as a speaker, and that is keep your hands at your sides. That is so hard. But you also want to make sure that you're using your hands to gesture. And if your hands are left at your sides, you're very free to gesture. Also, it's a good idea if you're illustrating something to use your hands to illustrate that. Something to be careful of are nervous tics, like scratching your chin or scratching, period. Gotcha. You've heard me really get on eye contact. How you want to always make sure that you're not meeting everybody's eyes, but also, where possible, hold them for a phrase or a sentence so you can gauge how your audience is responding to you. That's top-lining some aspects of body language that I wanted to cover tonight. And the third is rhythm. You notice a lot of times when I speak, I will speak in a particular rhythm. That rhythm includes a number of small pauses. Those small pauses enable me to do two things. Number one, give my brain a chance to think about what I want to say before I open my mouth and I speak. We heard Mitch say he's going to be listening for filler words. If you give your brain a chance to think about what you're going to say before you open your mouth and you speak, you're probably much less likely to use filler words. People use filler words because they're afraid of silence. They feel they have to keep talking all the time. If you incorporate silence into the rhythm of your speech, you're most likely not going to have to worry about that. Silence also, that rhythm, enables you to gauge how your audience is responding to you. That's particularly important in any type of business communication. Those are the three essentials I wanted to share with you. Can anybody repeat them back to me? Dennis? John?
I know the first one's make a promise.
Right.
Second one, like
using body movement and three.
Very good, Matthew. Okay, he gets the prize. Those are three things that you can use to help you project confidence. Go out and do so, Mr. Toastmaster.